Yeah.
What did it say? What was the whispering?
No, the provincial leaders actually came to approach me, both chairpersons and secretaries, and requested me to avail myself for the position of president, which I accepted. And I came here expecting that there will be such a nomination.
Quite fired up speech. You were quite fired up, when you made your opening address yesterday. What went through your mind as you prepared for that opening address?
Well, the speech yesterday, it was more political, and we decided that we need to give a proper diagnosis of the South African situation and how it can be resolved, including the analysis of international balance of forces and whether the socialist revolution is still on track, and who are the forces internally supporting such a revolution. We didn't concentrate much on petty politics and current affairs.
But of course you did get into the detail of some of the problems that your party is experiencing as well.
Absolutely, it's a new party. It has to go through turbulences. It has to go through a difficult path because it's a party that contests against a party that has been there for more than 100 years. And most of the political parties in South Africa are much, much more older than our party and well experienced. And we have to then compete with them at the same level. And with our inexperienced cadres who sometimes do not know what is expected of them because we are still in a learning process. So we had to show those challenges and then propose how we can overcome those challenges.
Could we have seen the beginning of that turbulence today when about an hour or so ago, we saw some of the MPs, EFF MPs, declining nomination to the Central Command of the Economic Freedom Fighters?
No, it's not turbulences at all. They have a right to accept and to decline. It's not automatic that when you are an MP, you must be in the Central Command team of the EFF. Actually, my preference is that those who are MPs, we shouldn't dominate the Central Command team so that we are held accountable by the Central Command team about our activities in Parliament, and we are not just law unto ourselves, because we know that we've got a political power in the structures and we are also deployed, and therefore no one can hold us accountable. I think most of them appreciate that they can make contributions somewhere else within the organization more effectively. Others said, well, give me more time to just be a follower, an ordinary member. And others said, the president, I'm declining, and we're asking you to protect our movement. And they went further to say, we'll remain in this revolutionary organization. So it's not a turbulent at all.
But, your preference could be one thing. They may have wanted, actually, to have been part of the Central Command, but having seen how the voting went yesterday, just felt that they were going to lose anyway.
It's their call. It is their call. They have to make that call. I want to impose myself on them. I didn't suppress them. You were here. Cameras captured everything that transpired here. People get nominated, others make it, others don't make it, others decline. That's what democracy is about.
But is it ideal for a party as young as yours to already sort of see people first conference, you just over a year old? Is it ideal to have the kind of thing that we saw about an hour ago, where clearly there was a group of people that were unhappy?
That's good. That's democracy. It's a living organization. It's not stuck. It's constituted by individuals, and they all have different ideas on what should the future look like. And elections are emotional view. People become so emotional, particularly the youth. They are energized, they are highly agitated, and they hope that their candidate should emerge. And if they don't emerge, they try to sing because they think they're not getting the necessary support. And what is more nice about it is that when we stand up to say, please restrain yourself, they still sit down. We went through the nomination of 35 additional members. It was a highly charged process, and we're happy that we concluded it without a chair fly. And that's a new organization you're talking about, a year-old plus organization which can still hold it together even when the situation is so charged. Give it to the EFF.
So you do not think, or you are convinced in your own mind, that what we saw about an hour ago or so is not the beginning of the sort of stuff we've seen in COPE, for instance, and other parties that started very well but then collapsed sooner than everyone thought they would?
But COPE didn't start well on this stage. I mean, this was the same platform, so you can't compare this with COPE. You were here, top 6 elected, uncontested, peacefully. You were here, election of 35 additional members elected peacefully. There is nothing comparable between EFF and COPE, and there's no even a single sign of such. Only those who suffer from uncontrollable ambition for power and believe that it's me or nothing, those are the individuals who will be disgruntled and leave because they are not elected. There's nothing we can do to help them. But this is, a very good start, and it's really inspiring some of us. And the message we received from these delegates is that you are doing very well and continue to represent us.
With the benefit of hindsight, could you not have perhaps intervened ahead of the conference, even if it's to say, because we need everyone, we need this organization to be united, even though democracy you believe very strongly that democracy should take its course, that for the good of the party, maybe it should not have been seen to have been a slate where winner takes all. In other words, tried to go to those people, even though they were in the minority, to sort of say to the members, please, let's make sure that everyone is accommodated.
If I do that, you were going to come to me. Look at how you speak so well about it. You were going to be the one that, but we heard that you were going around telling people to tell people not to stand and forcing them to take this one and that one, and therefore you are a dictator. I touch it, there is a problem. I leave it, there is a problem. So I must just leave democracy to the members to decide. I'm not going to go to the members and say, no, for the sake of unity and all that. That is a micromanagement of democracy, and we'll never allow that. Let the members decide. And all those who contested actually were making that call, that let the membership decide.